Sagittarius, welcome back. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is Cusp of Beauty Tarot. Sagittarius, thank you for being here and thank you for your patience. This is mid-May to around mid-June. Whenever you're watching this, it's right timing. This is for Sagittarius, again, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It's a relationship reading. Let's see what's going on for you and the person that you're thinking about. Using the Fountain deck. We have some clarifiers. Hope you're well. And I am sorry for the delay. Yeah, I don't have any really big excuses except life happening and some strange kind of disconnection from being able to think clearly about these readings. So past couple days too, I don't know about you, but I was just telling another couple readings, it's been a bit of a up and down emotional time for me. So if it's happening for you too, I relate. So Sagittarius, pardon me, and I'm very sorry about that. There's a little bit of allergies out here. Nine of Swords, yeah, so Sagittarius, you are, you're feeling it too. You see your person as the Emperor energy. You're feeling a bit of Nine of Swords. You're feeling toward them Six of Swords. Definitely get that. They're in the energy of the Hermit. They see you in Judgment energy. This is a kind of... They feel about you Six of Cups. Beautiful. You feel Six of Swords. They feel Six of Cups. Energy between the two of you is Five of Wands. It's a bit of a conflict, bantery energy between the two of you. Let's see how serious that is. I think it's light. Potential obstacle is Eight of Swords. Advice, Knight of Wands. Potential outcome, Page of Swords. And the bottom of the deck energy is the Three of Coins. And in this deck, you know, there's not full pictures of all three people. I've just noticed this is partial of two people, and one is holding up the coin. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. So it's making me feel that already one of you was holding up more of the energy in this relationship than the other. So you're going to know who that was. Often it's the person that is not here, and it's you are potentially holding up more of that energy. Nine of Swords, if you're in this energy, it's really not a good energy. You need to kind of think about ways to help yourself get out of that. You definitely feel about this person that you want to move on to calmer waters because of the stress you feel you're in. It's not to say it's not valid, but a lot of it could be exacerbated or increased in your own mind, that you might be putting more weight on the negative sides of the way this all went down. I don't see like like a major issue. The fact that you have Five of Wands, there could have been words, there could have been an argument. The two of you might have had a falling out, but I think that you Sagittarius are feeling, for some of you, like it's a bigger deal or done than it might really be. It even shows up in your obstacle, Eight of Swords, and that's a definite energy of creating a bigger negative in your mind than what really exists. In the traditional Rider-Waite, that's the person that's in their self-imposed, bindings that are able to be loosened, and she can walk out from around the swords and out of them, but she doesn't. So I think you're empowered to get yourself, pardon me, out of this situation. And it is not a good situation. You're definitely in your mind about this, and one or both of you is feeling angst about this, but I'm going to say it looks like it's heavier on your side, maybe. You see your person as being more in control of the dynamics, that they in the past or currently are setting more boundaries. But interestingly, and they're kind of like maybe a domineering type. Maybe they're a leader or they're just a domineering, driven personality. Um, but I think you see them as being the one control of the energy because maybe they're off somewhere. Maybe they went off to, explore, examine things by themselves. It may surprise you that this person is actually going through some spiritual development of their own. Um, Sometimes when we are not with somebody, we almost don't want to hear this. I'll be honest. If this is a person that you want to come back to or you're wondering why you're not with them, sometimes we rest in a better state of mind when we think that, I'm the one that's developed and evolved and they're kind of stuck in their own old ways and they're more immature spiritually. Well, I don't know the cause, but either they've gone off and isolated or are not communicating, or they also might be going through some spiritual questing. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. We all need to do what we need to do. Could it bring you back together? I think yes, if there's some communication. If somebody actually reaches out behind the scenes and not just watching, but communicates. The Page of Swords is an immature communication, so it would need to be a more mature communication. The advice is the Knight of Wands. Lead with what you remember to be positive about this. Don't ruminate over the negative. Think about the passionate connection that you once had. And maybe, there's realistic potential there, or maybe there's not. But don't catastrophize what went down. There's probably things behind the scenes, or probably things that aren't as bad as you think. Whatever fallout or argument that you have right now going on, look, this person views this as a little bit of karmic. They view this a little bit. They view that you're definitely weighing things up and you're definitely thinking of a decision. But they're thinking and they're feeling Six of Cups about you. So they're actually remembering fondly the connection, whether you realize it or not. They are. And the under the deck undercurrent energy is the Three of Coins, which is building together. I started out the reading, though, saying that somebody might have been giving more than the others to hold this together. And this guy is like holding together the Three Pentacles, and the two other, parties in this Three of Pentacles energy you can barely see. But it's just about, like they're putting their arms on this coin, like, yeah, I'll hold this together with barely my fingers and arms. But who's holding it up? One main person. So you may have been in that kind of a dynamic, and you might feel drained and stressed by it now and wondering, like, what do I even have to give anymore? Sagittarius, you might be thinking, I don't know. I need to get out of this. If it's a stress mode, I just can't handle it anymore. I need to move on to something balanced and that makes sense. And that's not lost on your person. They see you as wanting, to make a decision that's balanced. Judgment and justice are those decisions. They're ones that come from a higher viewpoint. Judgment is a decision that comes from introspection and divine connection, that you're making a judgment after like really tapping into your highest wisdom. So they see you as evolving. And if they were stilted or limited or brusque with you, it's not lost on them. And they may be off kind of evaluating this or just themselves or their own life. Let's see. So if you're not hearing from them, I think a big message is be aware not to be the overholder of the situation still, but also be aware that it may not be personal. But let me see. Let me get some clarifiers for you from the Mystic Moon Oracle. What's going on for you, your side, Sagittarius? When it comes to you and your person, any other messages for this period of mid-May to mid-June-ish? Self-worth, yeah. So definitely, if you've been creating angst around this for yourself, like, did I do something? Did I cause something? And you're ruminating over things you said or did. Time to end ruminating over things you said or did. That's space you could be in, and that's also showing up as an obstacle for you. And I think I said chances are it wasn't really all about you. Material world, what can you focus on that's going to bring you concrete grounding? in the material world, not just making money, but in the material world, what you touch, see, feel, feet on the ground. Can you be back in touch with your environment or nature or something, even just in your surroundings, that grounds you right now? And as you move into calmer waters, which I think you will, um, what can you nurture and build of greater abundance for yourself, instead of putting eggs completely in this basket where it's still kind of, I feel the ground is kind of shifting underneath it right now a little bit. The person does feel Six of Cups for you, Sagittarius. So I'm always a big pushover for Six of Cups energy. It's not like they don't. It's not like they don't. And there's kind of a passion advice card here. Is that passion in your own life, or is that passion with this person that is the advice? For them, commitment. Fear. Fear of commitment. I'm seeing this as fear of commitment. I do see this as this person went off maybe because of fear of commitment. They have this innocent, loving, joyful soul connection to you. The arguments would be maybe over too much connection, too little connection, that maybe that it was very hard for the two of you to either meet on the same plane around this, or it spooked them. Their feelings could have literally spooked them. Like they might have had such strong feelings in some regard that it kind of scared them. For some of you, and I don't think it's the majority, they could have already been in a commitment, and that was the reason that, threw a bit of wrench into things. Let's get some twin flame messages from Mystic Moon for you. I do believe there's an element of something here, like a karmic relationship. When I see Six of Cups, I just feel that way. I do. No other compares to you. Wow. I feel damaged, like I just can't do this. So, I'll pull one more. Excuse me. I am a better person because of you. So I do feel like this person's been through the ringer in their life in terms of relationships. And this was just another one, not the only one, that forced them to examine themselves and forced them to kind of come out and in probably good ways, force them to develop. And now there's a bit of introspection and more development around this. They know that you are and probably have been one of or the deep love of their life. They feel that the relationship has improved them, changed them, but they have a fear still. And they're still trying to figure things out. And in some regards, some of the people that you're thinking about here in this reading, for some of you, the person feels very challenged at the idea of coming forward with their feelings, trying to heal this up enough to be, quote unquote, good enough for you. There is a behind the scenes, you looking at them looking at you both kind of thinking, boy, it really would be great if we could clarify what went down, if we could communicate. And they have these gentle and kind, loving feelings for you. So, it's a little bit of mixed messages, but I feel like you don't need to be in such angst over this. You will be able to move into calmer waters eventually. But you need to kind of stay clear about the passion in your own life and nurturing your own self-worth and what will pull you into those calmer waters. What works for you? Is it breath work? How do you presence yourself? How do you ground yourself during stressful times? Siblings, interesting. This doesn't come up that often. Our siblings are our brothers and sisters through biology, blending and bonding. Others, our siblings, cause us pain, stress, and anger. Be aware that all of you are unconsciously carrying around parts of your family's patterns to heal and rectify. This is your shared life contract. For your part, know your triggers, and become less reactive. You're all in this together. So I got a chill reading this because I'm thinking, you may have siblings or people that are like siblings to you or your tribe or community that have pluses and minuses in your life right now, and you have to just be aware of the learning there. But the chill that I got was around the fact that if this is kind of that connected relationship, you might have actually been siblings in another lifetime. And that's why certain old wounds and old patterns and old conflicts come up in the current relationship, that there's a karmic contract that needed to be worked out. I think your person definitely knows their wounds are affecting them. They don't come forward easily around that. It scares them. They have the hermit, so maybe they're trying to work on it. And the message for you is to also work on it. Try to work on your own self-worth. Don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself for old patterns or old things that just need to be examined to release them. And if you've already released that stuff, whatever it is that's holding you up, because there's a definite energy of 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords, whatever it is that's holding you up right now, Sagittarius, needs to be definitely looked at. That's not a coincidence that you got 8 and 9 of Swords. You didn't get the 10, which would not have been a bad thing, because that kind of says it's the end of that cycle. And the only way to go is up. This says to me that you're still locked in a little bit in the pattern of thinking that way, maybe even blaming yourself a bit to some degree. So don't do that, please. I'm going to pull just one more on your side for the oracle message. Self-worth and material world. Where can you ground yourself? Purge. Yes, let go of it. Let go of what you need to let go of. Beliefs, things, memories that don't serve you. If you're holding certain pictures, voicemails, literal things of something that triggers you, this was like a know your triggers card. Purge what triggers you. Work on your own healing. Those are the messages. Okay, perfect. Not perfect, easy, consistent. These are consistent messages. So hold on to the things that are passionate in your life. And who's to say, there could be a passionate resurrection of this when the time is right. This is not like an over and done to me. This is a learning, a crucible of learning and growing and getting out of your head. Okay? So I hope that helps in some way. Let me know, please. And we'll see you soon. I hope you are well. And take care.